All right, we should be live. Can everybody hear us? Chat twice if you can hear us. I don't know if you can.
I don't know. I don't have Twitch open. But...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll see. I can't tell if this is because the new mod view doesn't show anything or... All right. Oh, there we go. Hi. Okay. Is sound good?
Test.
We didn't do a sound check. I can hear you. Yay! Thank you.
Yay. Cool.
Thank you. Yes, awesome. Okay. All right. Well, welcome to HashiCorp Live. We're back again, once more, live coding. This time, we've got Angel from CircleCI, who's going to help us configure Vault and a CircleCI pipeline, which is going to be pretty fun.
Well, yeah, I think you're going to help configure Vault, and I'm going to do the pipelines. Yeah. Sounds good.
We're going to figure this out, basically.
Yes.
Would you
yes.
care to introduce yourself and a little
Yeah.
blurb?
So I am Angel Rivera. I am currently a developer advocate at CircleCI, and I've been in the IT slash technology industry game for quite some time. So probably a couple of you probably know me, which is great. And today I was actually honored that Rosemary pinged me to see if we could work together in this stream. And I do a lot of public speaking at conferences. And today I wanted to play around with Vault and trying to secure pipelines. So that's, I guess, what we're going to be doing today, right?
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. The joke the last time we did this was that we were pushing on a Friday, and I guess we're going to do this again. We're going to be pushing on a Friday. After yesterday's shenanigans, with GitHub and stuff, we may or may not be trying our luck here. But if all else fails,
like I said, if GitHub goes down and we can't play with Circle, then we'll just play with Vault, right? And learn a little bit about Vault. So.
Yeah. Unless our Vault instance goes down, in which case I don't know what to do anymore. But we'll see what happens.
Call it a day.
I know, we're going to call it a day.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get started. What's the premise of what we're working on right now?
Yeah, so the premise is basically, so with CI/CD pipelines, at CircleCI, for those of you who don't know, we're a CI/CD as a service company. So what we do is we enable you to build, test, deploy your code using automation. And what I'm interested in, and I've always had a passion for, is security alongside coding. And what I wanted to do was try to use this time to try to learn a little bit more about Vault. The last time I used it was using like the key value stores, not really using it the way it was intended. And you've added a ton of features to it. So it's been a long time since I had hands-on. So I'm interested in basically, being able to secure the secrets that we use. So meaning API tokens, username, passwords, things like that our pipelines need to actually be productive for us. And I like that HashiCorp Vault gives us that capability. So what I was hoping we could do is take a project that I already have on GitHub, and we can start locking down the Docker Hub credentials, because when the pipeline will test the code, then hopefully we can push that out to Docker Hub, but we can leverage the credentials being brokered by HashiCorp Vault, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then maybe we can build out the pipeline, so kind of show people how to build out a pipeline and create Docker containers or Docker image inside of the pipeline, and then use maybe Terraform to push out a deployment to an existing Kubernetes cluster.
We're getting so fancy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's start by pushing creds or pushing the image to Docker Hub, and then we can go from there, right? Slowly build, because it isn't an aggressive kind of task that I'm undertaking. But at the end of the day, I'd like to see how we can, just build on that, build a pipeline together. And then hopefully the hard parts, I think, for me is going to be, how do we broker the credentials from GCP over to the pipeline? That's kind of the one, but we'll walk through it to show people, because there's going to be situations where you're going to have tokens, or you're going to have we were talking about the app role, right,
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Yep.
Or you're going to have situations where just the services just use username and password, because that's a reality, right?
Yeah.
Especially, and I can tell you, especially in enterprise situations, the username and passwords like all over the place. So this will give it a little nice variety, right, to
Yeah.
the build.
And I'm curious how I am making some anti-patterns in my CircleCI pipeline for distributing these secrets. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah, if anybody on the chat has, if we're doing something and you're like, that doesn't seem right, just drop us a line and feel free to interact and let us know, and we can chat about what's an anti-pattern, what's a better pattern. So we'll keep it simple. All right.
Yeah. So we have a repo, and we've pre-staged a couple of things like this Kubernetes folder, which Rosemary has populated with some cool scripts that we'll probably dig into a little bit. And then we have this Vault folder, which I'm really interested in learning what's going on in there.
It's
So
a black
what I
box.
created, what I created was a new Docker file. So this project I used to basically, so the application, let's start with the application. The application is just a very simple Node.js, like it's a static page, right? And it has an image and a message here. And I do have some tests, right? I use this, so I do a lot of speaking, like I said, and I do a lot of 101 type work where, people who are new to CI/CD. And I've tried to use like a multi or a microservices type of example. The problem is a lot of folks are not, developers especially, are not used to CI/CD. So the architecture of a microservice convolutes things when they're first starting out. So I realized real quickly that let's start simple, because the application isn't really the focal point. When you're demonstrating CI/CD or trying to teach folks how to use the platform.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is going to use a very simple application, nothing fancy here. And maybe in the future we can build on this and build out some microservices or whatever. But let's just start very simple. I do have some tests using the Mocha testing framework for Node.js. And just two simple tests, right? Make sure there's a 200 happening in the application, or OK 200 responding when you run the server. And then just a static check of some text that's in the application. So it's very simple testing to show off, kind of the you're supposed to be testing your app. So
Yeah.
you just build some tests.
Yeah. Just
and then
a quick thing. Can you magnify the code on the screen a bit?
oh yeah, sure. I guess, yeah, let me do a plus. Yeah.
Plus.
Is that better?
One more.
Is that good?
How's everybody thinking? Do you want one more? Yeah. Anyway, if you can't see it, just let us know and we'll increase it some more.
Yeah. Okay. And I could do that. Let me.
Oh, more.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Yeah, there we go.
Awesome. There you go.
Yay.
Okay. And then I'm going to also make this take the transparency away. I think I did here. So go solid black. There you go. And then I'll plus that up. Is that good?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, and there was a funny question that rolled in, not terribly off topic, but they were curious as to your terminal, if your GitHub page was the background to your terminal or was your terminal slightly transparent?
It was transparent for sure.
Okay.
That's what I just did. See, so now,
Yeah.
and you can do that by just editing sessions, and then my default is this, and then
Nice.
yeah, see, but I'll change it so it doesn't get so confusing.
They appreciate it. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. I just keep it transparent because sometimes I need to read things behind the scenes. So,
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, cool. So let me close these because we don't really need these. This is important, so we'll leave that open. Wow, this is really weird to work with a big blowed up screen, but that's all good. All right. So I think where we should start with looking at the CircleCI configuration. So if you're not using CircleCI, let me just close all this stuff up here. Eliminate the distractions. So, okay, so I have a simple app. And this folder right here, .circleci, is where you would basically place all of your CircleCI assets. So the way CircleCI works is if you wire it up to your backend to GitHub. So it's a service that basically webhooks or OAuths into GitHub or whatever version control system you're using right now. In the cloud, we support GitHub and Bitbucket, but there are other version control systems on the way. Hopefully before the end of the year. But at the end of the day, this is the folder where you need to store all your CircleCI assets. And then from here, you need to put your directives or your CircleCI actual the syntax, right? It's a YAML file, and you just have to call it config.yml. And once you have that file listed in there, you can start doing the cool things that like building out your pipeline. So let me close this up a little bit. Oh, wow. You really ripped up that.
I know.
Okay.
I took out a lot.
So wow, I'm going to have to do some work
We got to
here.
fill in the blanks. I was like,
Yes.
I'm not going to go completely.
Cool.
Maybe we start with like the simplest vault configuration. It's not the most secure, but it would be the most simplistic, right?
Okay, cool. So do you want to do you want to start? Should I add? I should probably add the old like the testing bits, or no? Do you want to just start working on this first?
Yeah. Well, let's add the testing bits because let's look for a complete pipeline that can actually push to Docker.
Right. Okay. No problem. I have that. Let's just jump into another branch on this thing and then grab it. Well, let me do this. And if I jump back to, we can go back to.
That was the one.
Vault. Or no, I'm sorry. Let's go to master. Yeah, here you go. See, so I had some of this stuff here. Let me grab that and jump back over to this one, and then we'll
scroll down. Is that the same one?
No, it's different.
Oh, it's different.
So what I'm going to do is put jobs, and I'll just grab. Actually, just get rid of this and make. Nice. Yeah, and then yes, I think we're all aligned because it's YAML. You have to have, and then I have your jobs in there. Run test. These are. Wait, did I?
They might be the same.
You may have added.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, I just did.
Oh, my bad. I didn't see those. Okay.
No, don't worry about it. This is why we don't.
Yeah. Okay. So I see what. Okay. Yeah. No worries. This is my bits. Okay. Cool. Oh, so you already had them. All right. I just thought they were missing, but we have everything we need. Awesome. This is great. Okay. So, all right. So real quick, before we get started, I'm just going to do this because for my own sanity, I'm just going to put these
on the top.
Above.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're, there you go.
CircleCI has this concept of jobs. So they're effectively what exactly?
Yeah, basically jobs are a list of commands, right? Or a list of things to do. Okay. So let's start real quickly. Jobs is a list. So if you're a programmer and you're thinking about an array or a list, that's what this in the YAML, that's what this represents, a jobs or jobs key. And then within that, you would start labeling and categorizing the different things you want. So if you want, like what I'm saying here is I want to run tests. So you would create a label for a job, right? And that's where this is a designator here. So if you were to close that up, you would see you have a kube config job and a run test job, right? So we just have two jobs right now. So these are the two jobs, right?
Yep.
So if I expand this, then within my run test job, I'm defining something here. Then we need to run our code in some runtime. So what we call a runtime in CI/CD world or CircleCI world we call it an executor, which executes your code, the runtime. Now we have 4 different flavors. The default is a Docker container, so your code's going to be run inside of a Docker container. And in this case, right, we have an image key, so you have to provide it with a valid image. This is an image that CircleCI produces nightly, automatedly. And we're going to use a Node 10 image for this. Once you have your executor defined, then you would just define the steps. So this is another list, but this time the list is of commands that you're going to run in your job, right? So for run test, the steps are going to be all of the things that you need to run all the commands you need to run to basically run your test and, take care of any other actions you need to perform within that flow. So the first thing you need to do, obviously, is to get the code, right? So this checkout is basically an alias for get clone. So what we do is give you the backend system knows, all right, this is a checkout. And since it's running on the commit that, you pushed up, it already knows that it's going to grab the latest, if that makes sense, right?
Cool.
So you don't have to really feed it anything else. Once you have that, then you start defining run commands. That's what this key is here. And then when you have that, you just give it a name. This right here, I'll show you in a minute what this corresponds to, but this is another label. When you go into the CircleCI dashboard, if you have many jobs and many steps in your job, things can kind of get convoluted if you don't really label it properly. So that's where this name comes in. You can kind of say, hey, this is the install npm dependency step, right? So if you have commands here, right, in YAML, if you want to do multi-line, you have to add that pipe. And what I'm just doing right here is basically, right, installing the dependencies for my program through npm. And then once that's installed, I can do another run command. And you got to think of these run commands as a new shell opening, right? So if you were to open a new terminal every time, that's what this run key would represent. But once you do that, again, I'm going to run my unit test. And this is where all the fun happens, right? So as you can see here, I'm actually calling out for the Noka bin binary for the testing, or at least feeding it the folder where it lives. And then I'm passing, I'm using this tool called Mocha, and I'm also using Mocha Awesome. So Mocha has this concept of reporters. So you can actually, create testing kind of reporting systems based on whatever it is that, how you want to represent your tests. I'm just using the default one called Mocha Awesome, which is a different framework. But Mocha Awesome will then, take my tests that I run and basically give them to me, create human readable reports. And we'll run a quick one, a quick test to show off or look at an older one. But basically this helps create those test artifacts, right? So if you run your test locally, you usually spit out an HTML file or some sort of, test artifact. And that's all we're doing in this step here.
Cool.
And once we have that, CircleCI, these are native keys to the platform. Basically, it will store your test results, and then all you have to do is feed it a path. So the test results folder, I believe, is what we're uploading, right? And then that'll basically tag it or pin it to your build. So for every build, you have this, basically the files, the reporting files, which show all of the test results, basically.
Cool.
And once you have that, you want to also store it as an artifact. These two are a little bit different. So the test results, if you're storing it as if you're using like an XML type, it's a Java kind of format, mm-hmm. Then, if your test results are in XML, you can use this test results and it'll display in a different tab in CircleCI. But generally most people use the store artifacts. And by the way, you can also store any kind of file with this, right? So if you have maybe some releases, right? So you built a binary for a release, you could also store it as an artifact.
Cool. Now, out of curiosity, if I wanted to, let's say, store my token file, right? Because Vault has tokens to access Vault, right? So would store artifacts be the appropriate place to put that token?
No.
Got it.
The way I would do that, and let me just show you real quick.
Okay.
Let me bring up. I'll bring up the dashboard. Let's take a look at that real quick.
Yeah.
So.
Now I know that the job that we went through is unit testing, so it doesn't really need secrets. It shouldn't really depend on any secrets. It's not generating anything sensitive in theory because it's a unit test. But if I were to want to store it, then maybe I would be blindly using store artifacts, for example, to store a token.
Yeah, you could, but the problem with that is then anybody who has access to the dashboard, like I'm showing you here. Okay. So like, let's take a look. This is that same project, mm-hmm. And let's take a look at So it should only have, because I have not uploaded. So yeah, it successfully ran when I just a few moments ago or whatever time I ran this, 49 minutes ago I ran this. So basically what's happening here, this is what it looks like, right? So remember when I said install dependencies, that label, which is right here,
Yep.
right? That's what this little drop down is here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it shows you what happened. Then I ran my unit test, which is this one.
Nice.
Right. So in this step, if you can see here, right, it passed. It ran my test. Everything passed. And then my report, right, which I use JSON, right, was saved because I have a step that, well, let's see, uploading. Yeah. So this is the uploading. No test found because I didn't do it in XML, so it didn't upload it. But this one took all of that, right, that whole folder, and uploaded it. So the reason why I say you shouldn't be loading that into artifacts, because someone can click on here and get your token.
Okay. So note to self: don't use store artifacts for
Right.
this. Okay.
The way you should do that is, let's go to well, you can go to the project settings, right, of here, and this is basically the project. And what I would recommend you do is stick it in here.
Okay.
Environment variables. And the reason I say that is you can say like, I don't know, let's say, I don't know, we'll call it the Vault token, right? And that'll be an environment variable that when you create that, it'll be listed inside of your runtime container, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do here is, and the way you should not store, like, let's say it could be a file like GCP credits or credentials.
Yeah.
What I would do is, if I were the person, or this is what I would recommend. Base 64 is not a. So let's say our token is, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Let's say that.
Yeah.
And then you want to do something like pipe, and then base 64, and then I do another pipe. I don't know if this is Xclip on Mac. I'm a Linux guy. So.
For those who are not privy to what happened, the dreaded Mac update happened right before
to both of us, I think.
Yeah,
right?
It crashed my computer. Like my CPU spiked to like 75%, and then crashed everything. I was like, what happened?
I don't know if this will work, but basically what I'm trying to do here is, well, you know what? Let's just do this. This is even easier. So now I have a base 64. I don't know why I was trying to go all hand. Let me. So I got this value, right, and then I pop it in there, and boom.
Cool.
Well, hopefully, boom. Give me a hand.
It's thinking.
Yeah. Wow. This is not good. Anyway, boom. Right.
Okay.
It shouldn't be there. Hopefully, I didn't screw anything up here, did I?
I mean, it could just be thinking. Or it doesn't like Vault Dash token, or who knows?
Oh, wait, you might. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I think,
well,
I think
if we were to do this as a real Vault token, right, you would do cap
exactly. So
Vault _ cap token.
Right. Got you. I got you. So let's change that. Maybe. Well, let's stop that. Let's do it. Let's try it again. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I want to refresh. Something is not right. Okay, let's try this again. What was it?
Vault, all caps.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
And then _ token, all caps.
All right. Like that, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. And then, so boom.
Nice.
All right. So we got, right. So now, and right, we show a little bit so that you understand which token you're using, but this is base 64 encoded, right? So there's layers you can do. And then in your pipeline, you would do let's say, you would do something like this to get it out, right? So let's say, it won't work here, but if I had a Vault thing, you would say, echo Vault, whatever. But in this case, we're just going to say that, and then we'll pipe it out to base 64. And I'm sure the Mac one has a decode function, hopefully. Yeah, there you go. So you would run this line. This would be your environment variable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you would just base 64 encode it and pump it into another maybe environment variable, whatever you however you want to use it,
Mm-hmm.
if you needed to,
Yeah.
access it in any way.
Cool.
But to be fair, this is the way I would recommend you store anything of value.
Okay.
And also in environment variables, when you're looking at things like, let's look at the dashboard real quick, or let's get out of this. When you're looking at environment variables in let's see, when you're looking at log outputs, standard out.
Yeah.
If you had any kind of variables that were listed in there, they would be kind of a masked.
Okay.
So they wouldn't be exposed to anyone who's looking at this thing.
Cool.
The idea here is, don't save any sensitive data to artifacts or tests or, any kind of uploading.
Yeah.
Or persist them in your workspaces either.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so with that premise, we actually have a Vault instance up and running. I'm not going to go into how we configured said Vault instance, but we also have some Vault stuff pre-populated, one of which is this Docker Hub and Docker Hub username and password, correct?
Yeah, I haven't done it yet, but we can do it live, I guess.
Yeah, why don't we do it live?
All right. Well, first I'm going to you can't see that one tab I just moved, right?
No.
Because I don't want to expose anything.
So what is happening is that he's logging in a Vault.
I'm logging into the UI of Vault, and
yeah.
I need a token.
We could do this. We could do this with CLI as well, but we're just going to show you kind of an easier way to consume this.
I'm not a big GUI person either, but this is more fun. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I've basically gone to this thing, and then
Okay.
Cool. So you've already got some awesome path for me. So what we're gonna do is create one here, right? And then, so you see, this is more of a key value model, right, Rosemary?
Yes, so, it is a key value.
Yeah. So the cool thing with Vault is, which I'm also learning, by the way, everyone. So I used it in production, but I only use this and this.
Now there are a lot of them. Yeah.
Now there's all these awesome things that I want to just dig into, but I don't have the time. But we're gonna create a key value secret, which, again, Rosemary already has a namespace for us set up. So I'm gonna dig in, and it's our pipeline.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna create a secret in this here, which is called we'll call it Docker Hub. Should I use capital or why not?
Lowercase, whatever. Just remember the path, right? So Vault.
You know what? Let me go lowercase. Because I'll just forget, and then I'll be like, "What's wrong?" Blah blah blah. Right. All right. So Docker Hub, and then the secret is going to be. I'm just going to say USR as the username, and make sure that this is not visible, or is it?
You could just type and see. Oh yeah, there you go.
It is
invisible. There you go.
Now, okay.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All right, I'll tell you what.
Pause sharing for a second.
No, I'll just move it. You can't see it, right?
Yeah, no, can't see it. So as a general explanation for those who are not aware, you don't get by default this CircleCI Node.js application path, right? You have to turn it on. So the reason why, I hope there's a brief gloss over that we talked about previously, which was there's this Vault Terraform folder. And if you're someone who's in operations, some of these things maybe you pre-stage. So, for example, I ran a pipeline to create the key value secrets engine, which is why it's here, and pre-populate some other static secrets, right? There's also a GCP secrets engine that's also been turned on and configured in here, and we'll go through that later. It's a little bit more complicated, but let's just go through the static secret example.
Yeah, so basically I created the USR, which is user value, and then the password for my Docker Hub. So now that's living in the HashiCorp Vault, right? Yeah. So now anytime I would like to call this, I don't need to provide my credentials. Normally, the way I would do it is like I showed you earlier. Wait, let's put it all together here. So I would do it through the environment variable system, which I showed you, right? I would create a new variable, and I would call it. Well, I usually use this more descriptive, right? And then put the value here, and then save it, and then you would do one for the password.
Nice.
But since we're using Vault to store all of this, is really cool because now I just make a call from my pipeline to Vault and say, hey, I need those creds.
Yeah.
And it can be set with policies, which Rosemary will probably talk about.
Yeah. So actually, let's dig through, like, why would you do this in Vault versus other, you would put it in other places, right? And part of this is that you can control who has access to it. You also control whether or not they're revoked, a time to live, right? So there's no secrets engine for Docker Hub, unfortunately, but there are other secrets engines that what happens is, like, it will actually revoke and generate secrets on demand. So the lifetime of the secret is very much controlled through Vault. So that's what kind of makes it really neat. Dynamic secrets are really useful, especially in pipelines, right? Because you may or may not want people having all access to pushing to production all the time. The lifetime of a pipeline is like order of minutes, maybe.
Well, yeah, generally yes, but there are organizations that like do some heavy compute, right? Like especially some of our ML or machine learning AI type projects. They can take quite some time. Some of them 45 minutes, but at the end of the day, you could still set that if you know what your average pipeline is, right? Time, you can set one that can cover that.
Yeah.
The idea is that you don't want to have credentials laying around for as longer than you need them to, right?
So exactly. So if you click on policies, actually, so right now we actually are using a root token to log in. Big no. There are other ways to secure this.
We're just never do that.
We're just using this for the sake of example right now. But what we actually have pre-configured is, as you can tell, an ACL policy. So if you click on that ACL policies for Nodejs-CircleCI.
Oh, this guy. All right. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. That has information to control who gets access to what. So anybody who has this policy applied to their identity has access to read anything under the GCP service account key that's generated as per the GCP secrets engine, but they also only have access to anything under Node.js CircleCI/pipeline. So there are two paths that they're allowed to have, and they're allowed to read from those. If you have application secrets, you would want to keep them separately. You wouldn't want to keep them under a pipeline path, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I were to edit this, I just edit it here, right? And then, nice.
You can edit it there. The way I actually have done it, if you go back to, we've talked about it a lot, so might as well just show it. If you go back to the code and...
okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
To go back to the code, we'll hop around a little bit, but if you go to Vault, that folder, and then you go to Terraform.
I told you she had cool stuff in here.
All right, so this is using the Terraform provider. It actually uses Terraform Cloud to do remote execution and basically configure Vault for me because I got really tired of configuring it multiple times. So, why not? But if you click on KV, this is the configuration for the key value store that we identified before. So some of these things are static secrets. You notice them in the UI. They're Kubernetes, they're Terraform Cloud, for example. We could add Docker Hub to this. But then so this is all declaring this KV secret store. But if you go back to the app role file.
Oh, okay, sorry. Go back. App role. Here you go. Okay.
Yep. If you look at that resource policy on line 5 to about 17, that's actually the policy that we saw in the UI. It's just declared by Terraform. So there are a couple ways you could do it. You could do it through CLI. You could do it through API. I just do it through Terraform. It's a little bit easier.
Right.
But that's the policy.
Well, that's cool because your products are all kind of integrated anyway, right? So that's good that you used like the same HCL instead of YAML. Like I've seen companies do that or projects do that where like you have 3 different DSLs or data structures. What's going on? That's cool.
I know. Well, and part of this is like, it's maybe familiar if you're someone who's in operations. This is something that you can say like, okay, if someone wants a new policy and it's a new pipeline for a new product or something, you want to make sure you're applying the correct ACLs and stuff. So it's kind of a neat way
Nice.
to do it. Um,
That's good. And then, oh wow, so you have some properties here that you can adjust too, right? So
Yeah. So, we showed that we were using the root token to log into the UI, and that's a bit of a no-no.
I would say,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think it would be advisable for us to use that token as part of the pipeline. I think it's fair to say that we don't just want to use a root token.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So Vault has this concept called an app role. And what an app role will do is basically help you assign a role identity to something, whether it be an instance, whether it be, some arbitrary hash of some kind, that will allow you to basically say, this is the role and identity associated with it. Here is a secret that they would use to effectively, quote unquote, log in and authenticate to Vault, and then securely introduce the Vault token into the pipeline, right? So the role in itself handles the revocation and the lifetime of the Vault token rather than you going in, creating the Vault token for someone for a specific policy. So basically, this actually will allow you to handle and issue the Vault token without ever actually having to go back to Vault and asking for a token yourself. So what we're going to do is actually configure the app role for the pipeline, because the app role is attached to the correct policy and will handle the attachment of the Vault token for us. So it makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to pause because I know that was a lot to consume.
Yeah, no, I just opened up the Twitch thing. I wanted to see what
Oh,
was
so
going on
far
in the
there's
chat.
not anything. Nobody is
Oh,
putting
cool.
anything too crazy, but I'm going to attach the Vault app role documentation. It's actually pretty cool. I'm really enthusiastic about that.
Hey, do you want me to set up this collaboration with you and then you can just
Yeah,
do it?
yeah,
Yeah?
why not?
All right.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I, I don't want to do all the work here.
Yeah.
Plus, you're teaching me, so this is
Yeah.
for me. It's I really
It's
love this
fine.
stuff. It's
Yeah, I mean,
amazing.
like I said, we could pretty much just get the Docker Hub credentials right into the pipeline by using our existing root token, but that just doesn't seem very secure. It would be kind of nice to make sure that you're kind of using the correct. You're using the constructs to allow sort of an ephemeral. Sorry, everybody. There's a bunch of keys that you're going to see. I'm actually running 2 screen shares. That's why it's confusing. Okay.
Nice.
I
That's
also
cool.
need more screens. This isn't the conclusion that I'm coming to. Okay.
All right. So how do I need to add you, right?
You
Somehow?
can copy. Go to the live share button at the 3 dot on the side button.
Okay, here. All right. That's not working. Okay, here we go. Live share.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
Ah,
there's a link. Yeah, you can actually, there should be a link somewhere that generated.
recent contacts. Do
Well,
I invite by email or no? Oh, I see. I got you.
there should
Maybe.
be, yeah, there should be a URL in theory.
All right, hold on. All right, everyone, I'm gonna take this to another level here and zoom out for a minute. Yeah, wait. Okay, I started a live share. Is it on this side, maybe? I've never used this
It's
before,
okay.
obviously. Oh,
Otherwise,
here we go.
I can just, I
No,
can
here we
just
go.
tell you.
Share. So you're saying live share. So it's
Yeah.
saying down here somewhere.
There, you are live sharing. We just need, no, we just need look the little bell icon on the right hand side.
Right. This
Yeah.
one?
Oh no, that's not
No.
it. Oh
I think it's.
darn.
Wait, hold on. Let's see. Share.
Ah,
Invite.
copy link.
There you go. All right.
We're learning.
All right.
We're learning how to
I'll
use
send
things
this
like
to
that.
you in Slack
Yeah,
since
and
we
I'll,
are connected.
yeah.
All right.
Da, 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 da.
Paste. You
Okay.
should have it. Now
All right.
jump back to code, and then I'll plus it up a little bit for everyone.
Okay. You should see me frolicking around now in the live.
Yeah, go for it. It's all you.
Oh, hold on. It's signing in. Oh.
No worries.
Yeah. How's everybody's Friday going? Looks like Friday brain. Last week I had, a couple weeks ago, I was like, what is going on? Okay. Anyway, besides that, if you are in your terminal, why don't we actually show what this app role stuff looks like. So you notice in this code, right, you have lines 19 to 33. So it issues a role ID and it issues a secret. The secret in itself is unlimited. You can actually set the number of uses. In the case of a pipeline, you might want to use this Terraform code, for example, to be able to facilitate the passing or the construction or the sort of the orchestration of issuance of role and secret ID and pushing it to CircleCI. So that could be like you write it to the CircleCI environment variables, because the secret ID might change after 10 uses or something. But in this case, we're just going to leave it, not updated. But anytime that it's not used, right, then it will be revoked, and then you have to reissue it again. So that's the idea behind the secret.
Yeah. There was real quick, we were discussing this the other day, Rosemary and I. So one of the cool things I think you could do is, at least with Circle, you can do API calls back to CircleCI and get like historical build reference. So you could actually get how long a specific job took or a piece of a workflow took. So if you have, need to issue something, you could call back with an API, get the value, and then probably send that back as a, hey, give me a token that's this long, right? So you could do some really cool things to lock it down. Like I said, the idea is to shorten the life of that credential to the point where it's, you absolutely need it. And then when you don't need it anymore, destroy it or at least get rid of it. So, you're trying to shorten the time to live because you don't want a bad actor to get access.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the key part of this, right? You just want to make sure you're handling the revocation and everything in one place. If you're not doing it in one place, it becomes really hard to go through and unravel where these things are. So and it will take you a whole day to basically sit here and figure out where all of the secrets were in place and what they weren't and where they went. And that's happened before. I actually did print out keys in a CircleCI pipeline once, and it took like a whole day to go back and change the keys. Fun fact. Yeah, that was not fun.
That's good.
I know. Well, that was not good. That was not good. So basically, this Terraform outputs a role ID and the secret ID, just for the sake of not compromising them, because I would not want to do that. What I'm going to do is output them and put them in CircleCI's UI, because I don't really want to be showing everybody the keys. Actually, no, I could revoke them afterwards, so why not?
All right. Your call.
Okay. So actually, let me see if I could get back to the live share. Did it connect me? No, it's still connecting. Why is it still connecting? No. Okay, apparently it won't let me connect, so nothing is working today. All right. Well, we were bound to have something.
Yeah. Is it just the link, or should we try it again? Or
let me just put them into environment variables, and then you can grab them from there. But basically, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put them into the project variables. Specifically the. Am I allowed to do that actually, or do you have to do that? That's what I'm wondering.
No. For Circle.
Yeah.
You're a contributor. You should be able to. So let me send you the link to the project, and then you can do this.
Yay! So I can update it myself. So what I've done is I've just done a Terraform output, and I grabbed the role ID and the secret ID. In Vault, what you would do CLI wise is you would do a Vault secret, Vault read, and you would get the secret right from the app role. So you would do this auth app role thing, and it retrieves the secret for you. Sorry, it would be a write. Vault write, and then it would be -f, get the app role. But I think it's just a lot easier to use the Terraform to output that.
I'm going to send you the link to that dashboard. You should be able to.
Okay, thank you.
To bring that up.
Okay.
No worries.
This is what happens. You know what? We're pairing. You know, it wasn't going to be perfect, so we're just going to pair.
This is how it. We're lucky we have this like tools.
I know.
When I was coming up, it was just literally a master sergeant standing behind me, smacking my head, calling me stupid.
Oh gosh. All right. So if you could go into the dashboard and refresh. Sorry, refresh this page, the project settings.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Let's refresh that.
Okay.
All right. So now we no longer have a Vault token. We just have a Vault role ID and a Vault secret ID. You need both. You can configure an app role without a secret, although it kind of just, then it loses the whole point of having the role in the first place. The other thing that we need in here is the Vault address because, well, CircleCI needs to know where to go to get to Vault, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So why don't we add the Vault address? So it's Vault_address, all caps, and then you can put in the Vault.
Oh, okay. You want me to do it? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, why not? We're pairing. We've got
no worries.
I can't get VS Code work. I mean, it's just today is the day.
Let's see. So let me grab. It's the same address, right, that we were using. Right?
Yeah, it's the same address.
Perfect. So again, I might have missed it because I was messing around with logging into to some other thing. You created these role IDs and secrets in Vault, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where would I see that? Like if I wanted to.
Click Access.
Access. Now that's our identity management, of course.
Auth method. So click App Role.
Yep.
Yeah. So, or it may not let you do that so you can view configuration. Yeah.
Go.
All of that has all that information in there where it says yes, authentication for app role, right, has been enabled. It does not tell you exactly which app role it is. In this case, I actually have a specific app role made for this pipeline. In this case, it's Nodejs CircleCI.
So if we go back one, right, and you have, so you always say enable a new method and then app role and go through the whole shenanigans there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't believe it will actually, you can click entities and see if maybe it shows up under entity. No, I don't think so. If you click around, I don't believe that any of it shows up.
Yeah,
it
looks like
remembers. No leases right now. Tools? Maybe it's under tools.
Up here? Yeah.
Yeah. Look up random. No, that's just tools. Never mind. Yeah. So unfortunately, I click on secrets. It might be under secrets. If anybody is familiar with the Vault UI and knows where to find it. No. All right. So the app role basically is configured. It's configured. It's just not in this UI. I think you can also click the top right with the little drop down thing. Yeah. No. Next to it. Right next to it. Click that. I think you can actually do a CLI browse.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the command? Is it Vault?
Yeah. So it would be Vault read and then auth/ app role. Yeah. App role / role /
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. / Nodejs -CircleCI.
I see.
-CircleCI. Yeah, it's the name of the app.
Yeah, sorry. That's my app too, right?
Yeah, it's fine. And then CircleCI /
yeah. Oh, shit.
CI. Yep. / and then role -ID. Let's see if this one works. Could have gotten it this way.
Yay.
So there you go. That's the same role that we were actually talking about before. I'm not going to reissue the secret, but because then it prints it out and then we just show the secret. So we're not going to do that. But but you can see, that's the role ID there.
So, I see. So basically, all right. So I'm making the connection now. So, right, you just have the different I guess, categories, right? So we're authenticating. So I guess the way that you would translate this is an identity
Yep.
kind of browse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that are not familiar, yeah, so there's secrets, which are basically credentials, the things you're protecting and you're storing uh, in HashiCorp Vault. And then there's access, which is basically an identity. So you could consider this like a username and password for the most part, right? Or API token, right? That the system manages itself. How do I get rid of this thing?
Dismiss.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Is that right? Am
Yes,
I
that is
considering?
correct.
And
Yeah.
then you set a policy
Mm-hmm.
to kind of control all of it,
Yeah.
right? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So
Okay.
it's basically based on the three, right? Secrets, access, and policies.
That's
So,
right. Okay, right.
yeah.
And I was gonna
Yeah.
actually say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are access controls, right? These are kind of the rules. Nice, nice.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes sense because this is really complex, by the way. So all of you who are listening, security is not easy at all. Which, Rosemary, I believe you generally work on Terraform. The fact that you understand this and make all those connections, it's pretty impressive. Because even if you're not doing this day in, day out, this is pretty bad.
Oh yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to
Yeah.
do, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
even sitting here trying to explain the association of identity, right, per pipeline. I mean, it's a non-trivial per pipeline, per executor, per whatever you want to talk about,
Yeah.
right? The idea is like identity is complicated, and identity can be in many places. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But just to recap, the secret again is just the things your sensitive data,
Yep.
right? That HashiCorp is protect, or the Vault is protecting, and then obviously, right, again, access is authentication. So that you created this role, which is, and you can create a new one if you like, right? Here, see, look, username and password. So you're giving someone a username and password authentication, right? Which is not ideal.
Yep. Exactly.
In most cases. Great. And then, of course, policies, you want to make sure that you set right the it's almost like read write commands, right? So you would set nice. Okay, cool.
Minimize the blast radius, right? So
Exactly.
a pipeline doesn't need access to everything, right? It doesn't need access to the cubbyhole. It doesn't need access to GCP. And it may not even need all access to Node.js CircleCI. It just needs access to the static pipeline secrets, right? So that's why it's a neat way to just associate all of these pieces together. And even if you do it with the Vault CLI, you could do it with the Vault CLI. I just prefer to do it through Terraform because I can create it at will and then remove it when I don't want it anymore. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, this, like I said, this is pretty complex things. I worked in the federal government for many years, and I spent a lot of, I guess, brain power, and spinning wheels around security because of the different levels and layers that the data had to be secured. And we didn't have tools like this. This was like straight up. Occasionally, you had a bash script that would just go and run through all the raw permissions and access controls, and then compare that with some other database that we had from previous runs. It was a mess. Eventually, right, tooling came out, but this is very cool and something that I definitely want to wire up. So for my pipelines.
Okay, so we've got the role ID, we've got the secret ID for that pipeline, we've got Vault address, so we've told Circle where to go, where we need it, right? But the one thing we didn't really do was, so we've kind of told it, here is where to go, but what we didn't do is say, here's how you authenticate to Vault. So let's go back to the pipeline and actually talk about how we authenticate to Vault.
So can I close this app role?
Yeah, you can close the app role.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're back in the pipeline.
Yes. Which is, so far we've just got the unit tests. So let's actually talk about how we can get secrets into that pipeline.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So I'll just get rid of that one for a sec.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about it.
Okay. So I guess if we kind of preface this, right, we have the information to authenticate to Vault. We have a role, we have a secret, and we have the endpoint of Vault. But what we need to do is get a token in return. That Vault token will allow us for a temporary period of time to access the secrets under Nodejs-CircleCI/pipeline. So just because we have a role ID and just because we have a secret doesn't mean that we can just get to Vault or get these secrets out of Vault. We still need a Vault token. So let's create a job.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to call it Vault Auth.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. We'll call it
All
Vault
right.
Auth.
And then we're going to do a Docker.
Yeah.
We got to do an image because we got to define. Need to define the executor properly. So that's a Docker. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to do image.
Yep.
And then we're going to, do you have an image that I should use?
Yeah, let's just use HashiCorp /
this one.
Well, that's mine. That's a specific one. Vault. Okay. Yeah, we could do Vault and then colon 1.3.3.
1.3.3. Mm-hmm. All right. That, like that, yeah?
Yep.
Awesome. And then from there, I guess we're going to do a steps. So what just do is start doing our steps. And then from there, do we need the code though? I don't think so, right?
We do, because there's actually a trick to this that makes it really easy.
Okay.
So what we would do, right, if you were to use the role and the secret, is that you would have to initiate this like vault command that would authenticate to the role and using that secret, right? So just as you would say, like, let me pull up the exact command, but you would basically have to use that secret and you'd use that role ID by API to get that secret back. But there's actually, which is kind of, do we really want to have more of that workflow encapsulated in here? Well, the answer is probably not. To a certain degree, it's actually handled by a neat subcommand called Vault Agent.
Okay.
Yeah. So what Vault Agent will do is it'll actually retrieve the role ID, retrieve the secret, authenticate to Vault for you, grab that token, and you can choose to store the token locally somewhere. And on top of that, you can also use Vault Agent all in one go to just use that Vault token and retrieve your secrets and populate them into the files of your choosing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it kind of does all those steps for you, so you don't have to do it yourself, because previously what you would have to do is you'd have to take all this information, authenticate to Vault, write a workflow to retrieve the token, store the token, and issue a second query to Vault to retrieve those secrets.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question then. So if I wanted to continue using this, I could install the agent, right?
Yep.
And then because we defined the environment variables on the project, they will be available to that agent, and you don't even have to really configure anything as far as, right? It just read those. Okay, so that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So I can get the HashiCorp Vault, or I can just install the agent in here. So I would have a command that would be like install agent, and it would do a curl request or a wget to wherever, pull it in. Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's all bundled with Vault. So as long as you install Vault, you'll get the agent. Yeah.
Just that binary? Yeah. Nice. Okay.
So you'll just do a wget on Vault. That's actually my custom image does that. It builds Terraform and Vault all together, and it just removes the binaries. So that it's a big image though, so I don't like using it as much. But anyway, so the way that this is configured, and this is all pre-staged because this is a little complicated at times to figure out. So there's a lovely example. If you go to vault/agent.hcl in your file directory.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So me, agent. Okay. This one. Yep. Okay.
Exactly. Awesome. So basically, the Vault agent needs config. It needs to know what to do, right? Mm-hmm. So what this is basically going to do is authenticate to Vault for you and get the token. So as you can see, there's an auto auth method. So it automatically does it for you. You just specify where the role ID is and where the secret ID is. So remember, we configured role ID and secret ID as environment variables. It only accepts it as file paths. It will not retrieve it from the environment variable.
Right. So we have to echo out or print out something.
Put it somewhere. And it's only, I guess this is, in some ways, it should be okay because in theory, this will only last the lifetime of the executor, correct? the file.
Yeah, the container, once it's trashed, once it's done, it's done. Yeah.
Okay.
But you could also write steps in here too, where like a step could be write it out to file, do something, then crush those those files.
That's what's really cool about Vault Agent is that it will delete the secret ID file after it reads from it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Perfect.
which is really cool. It doesn't delete the role ID, but it does delete the secret ID.
No, well, that that's great.
It kind of makes sense. So I guess, can we maybe write those steps first? I guess we should probably.
Sure.
write those
Yeah.
steps.
So we're checking out the code. Once we have that, then we can do a run command. And then from here, we can do And then we can do a command. And then I think this is going to be multi-line. So we're going to type that. And then we'll start here. So what would be, I guess it would be an echo.
Yeah,
right?
we got to echo.
And then it would be $. What is it? Vault
role ID, all underscore delimited.
Oh, well, we're grabbing these, right?
Yep.
Oh,
We just need role ID and secret ID. We don't actually.
I'm sorry, you said underscore, not under. All right. No. I took it as like a lowercase. Forget it. It's my Friday brain kicking in.
Not okay. No, yeah, you're right. My Friday brain. I don't know. Everybody.
No,
has a
you
Friday
said
brain.
you said it right. I interpreted it as lowercase for some reason.
It's fine.
Why am I typing? I can just do this.
I don't know. Friday brain. Someone is like. They say Friday usually bring pizza, and I'm like, oh, now I want pizza. Like, this is Friday brain. Friday brain is thinking pizza.
So you have, let me check what you have. The file paths, these guys here.
Yeah.
So.
Role ID and secret ID.
Oh.
So we could change those, but
No, we'll keep it. That's all good. And then I'll do it again.
Yep.
If I spell correctly, of course. And then $. That. Let's go grab the secret we need is what. That's the most important piece. Yeah. And then is it vaults?
Secret.
Is it secret?
ID. Yeah.
Secret ID.
Yep. Secret ID.
Oh, dash.
Yeah, we should really be consistent with the whole dashes and underscores.
So then we have that. Oh wait, but will there is a vault folder in this image?
There's a vault. Well, there's no vault folder in this image, but you did run a checkout because we did need the agent.hcl. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you have a folder. Right. Of course.
But that's a good point. So the question is, if let's say I did run this command and the directory didn't exist, it would error out.
Yeah. This directory, she made it in the repo. See, that's a good lesson in CI/CD, right? So I started with a very blank repo, and Rosemary added to it, which is fine, but I didn't really recognize or at least review what was changed. So I didn't know that this was here, or I didn't remember. I knew it was there, but I didn't remember. So yeah, that was why, this is a great lesson.
Yay! And watch it error out, because when we push on the Friday, it's clearly
no, it's gonna work. We're good.
Okay. So then the neat command that you can issue is basically now you can run Vault Agent, and Vault Agent will populate all these things and do all of the things for you that you want it to do. So the command is vault space agent and then space -config.
Okay, space.
-config.
Oh, okay. It's a parameter. All right.
Yeah, it's a parameter. Equals vault. And then /agent.hcl. So basically, you want to read in the agent.hcl.
Okay.
That is in that directory.
Oh wait, it's .hcl.
Yeah, it has.
I got you.
You can do. I think you can write the config in other file formats. I think JSON as well, but use HCL.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So could you do Terraform or no?
Yeah. So Terraform is based on HCL.
Yeah.
So you can't technically. You can't really use Terraform because Terraform has the resources, etc. But the config file in itself, the HCL, you can render using Terraform local file or whatever you
you could use the extension TF. The extension doesn't matter. It's just
As
right?
long as it's the correct HCl formulation, then yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay, but I guess that this makes sense to me because if you do TF, then you're thinking it's part of your Terraform build, which it isn't.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
So,
Yeah.
nah. Okay,
And I
that's
think
cool.
it won't work with spaces between the config equals. I think it's no
Oh, I
space.
got you.
Yeah, because
So it
it's a
needs to be
parameter. It's
closed up. Yeah,
pretty
no worries.
picky.
Yeah, no, it's a CLI. No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
cool. So,
the fun fact about this though is that if you run this command like that, it actually opens a watch on values. So if you just run it like this without setting a certain config, it will actually just sort of watch the values and wait for them to change. And it will actually dynamically populate all of the values, right? So in the case of a pipeline, if you go back to the agent.hcl,
yep.
I disable the watcher by doing the online to exit after auth, which is true.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
very important.
exactly. So after it authenticates, then it exits. Otherwise, it will just sit there and keep rendering out to a template, which is the template that we have below there.
Now, one question. I noticed you have a PID file. So is that mandatory as well, or?
It's more important. It's not mandatory, but it is more important if you have that watcher open, for example.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is possible in CircleCI, and that's a good question that I wanted to ask you. Is it possible to have like a container that continuously runs as part of a workflow, or it's like a sidecar, or no?
Well, not. Good question. I don't think no, right. So I don't think it would like stay alive the whole time, like currently. I'm not sure if we're even that may be on a roadmap. I don't want to say that because I don't know. But
Okay.
I believe we are working on some capabilities that would fit that requirement, right?
Nice.
So yeah, with currently I would say no.
Okay.
The way that the watcher is that good for debugging, right? For the most part.
Well, actually, it's how Kubernetes works, the
Right.
Kubernetes Vault injector. So, for those who are more familiar with the Kubernetes side, we're not going to cover like running application secrets in Kubernetes and injecting them in this one. But basically, it will run. You use Vault Agent and you run it as a sidecar to continuously populate, updates to keys and different database credentials and stuff. So that's why this watcher is available. It's basically allowing you to run it as a sidecar so you can continuously be polling for updates to secrets and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It could be a good use case though if I could just like run this and then it just updates the secrets as part of my
Yeah.
But in this case, it's just going to run as part of the stage and then exit. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so great. That's awesome. Yeah, right. So this makes sense to me because right, you're creating. All right. No worries. I saw it like,
No.
oh wait, process. She's looking
Yeah,
at.
no, it makes a lot of
Okay.
sense. Yeah. And the other important piece of this is the sync there. So as part of auto auth, on line 12, there's a sync that's defined. So what this is the location of where you're putting the vault token. So what happens is that the agent will go authenticate for you to Vault and retrieve a token back. And that token has to go somewhere. We're also going to use that token for Docker Hub, or we can also use that token to render a template out, which as you can see on line 19, that's kind of what it's doing. It borrows that template to render out like a GCP key file, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should we? Well, no, I guess we don't need to change that, or we could enter a new one for the Docker Hub one, right?
Why don't we? I mean, it will write it out to a file, so you get to choose which file you want to write it to.
Yeah, why not? And then okay, so I'll just cut and paste as
Love it,
as
dangerous.
developers do, and then we change the name, right? So
Yeah.
oh wait, do we need to follow that? Or does it matter? Or we can. It doesn't matter, right?
It does matter the path, right? So right
Okay.
now it's pointing to GCP key Node.js CircleCI, and I think we put it under Node.js CircleCI pipeline something, right?
Yeah, let's find out from the actual source, right? So And pipeline. Yeah, here we go. So it's basically, whoa. Okay, yeah. Then I just, all right.
Yeah.
So then it would be to go back all the way to the front. It'd be secrets. Okay, gotcha. So I just start from here. I would start with Nodejs, CircleCI, right?
Yep, that's correct.
And then from there, I forget. I copied the rest of it. I think we'll give it a shot. Does that look right?
I think that was it. And then,
Yeah. And
you'll
then,
need to specify the data. So here you've got password and user. So
yep.
yeah, you wouldn't put it as a path. That's where the data .private key comes in place. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you would add 2 of those?
So you could, it kind of depends, right? So it's a template. It's kind of like Go template. So you write it out to whatever template you want and how you consume it. So, I do secret per file, which can get a little hefty. But some, if you want to maybe do like a source for the environment file, for example, you could say like export, I don't know, like something like export Docker, use a Docker _hub _password equals something. I don't know. And
Yeah. Okay. So like here, I would replace this private key.
Yep. You would
with
replace the private key.
And then call it let's say we want to pump it out to an environment variable, maybe.
So yeah, so template destination. So the first thing is that we need to tell it where. So I guess we would put user USR, right? Because that was how the key was encoded.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You want to do like that, right?
Right. Okay. So that just pumps out the secret, just the secret, into the temp whatever file. I'm not sure that we can actually set a destination as an environment variable.
Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah.
But what we would do is say, so the data is the key that you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
And what I have here, would that just get me the user value?
Yep, that's correct.
And then the other one would be, I would do another one for the password, right?
Yes, and that would be the second line.
Gotcha. And then .data, .pwd. All right. No commas or anything, right?
It's a file. So if you want to read first line, second line, or like let's say you wanted to source from this file, so maybe on line 26 you call this /temp/docker.env. So let's say you maybe want to source from that. I don't know. Then you would write like. Then I'll kind of explain. Yeah.
I'll just call it. We'll just say Docker hub.
You can remove the rest of it. It doesn't need service account.
No, I'll just put it all together and then. Yeah. Perfect. All right.
So do we want to source this as environment variables, or do you think that we could write some steps to just grab parse the information out of the file?
I think the environment variables would be better. There's a couple reasons. Well, let me ask you this. So can I use the agent to access this file or no?
So you don't actually, after the agent has done all this, you don't need the agent afterward. Basically, we just need a way to get these files to other executors.
Oh, I see. So then you would have to put it in like a workspace or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Otherwise, you would have to use the token. You could use the token, for example, which is something you'd still have to persist across the workspaces. So you could use the Vault token and reissue every time and authenticate and grab that and set it as dynamically.
Okay.
This is just one way that you maybe grab the files specifically for it, and then you just get the credentials.
Yeah, there's the way that I normally do that is so because every let's go back to the config, because every run command is a new shell. So let's think about that. So one way we can do it is, because we're going in and out of containers. Yeah, we're going to have to store these in a workspace. That's right. Yeah. You're right. Yep. Okay, cool. So let's go
But my
back to your
question
file.
is like,
Mhm.
would I be able to access the secrets if I stored them? Oh,
My Google.
Google,
That's going
Google's
crazy.
like, I don't understand Vault
You,
Agent.
you and
That's where we're at.
yeah, exactly. All right, I'm just turn that
It's
stupid
okay.
off. All right. So yeah, right. So your question was, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So my question is, if I store these secrets in files, right, and I
Mhm.
persist these files across workspaces, is that a problem? Is that secure? Is that the same as storing artifacts?
Um, so no, yeah, it is because a workspace could be retrieved. Anytime you're using like cache or anything like that, it's definitely something.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why like the best way to do this would be to install the Vault agent and then run these files from the container. So this right here, just to get all that,
Mm-hmm.
is probably not necessary. If it's just because you have that Vault agent, I would install it into this one, and
Okay.
then you don't have that problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So is it fair for me to say, like, let me just get the token, let me just pass the token as a file, right?
Yeah.
So the token as a file is I guess persisted across workspaces, but none of the other secrets are. So basically, I would just use every stage the token to basically retrieve the correct secret,
Yeah,
technically.
you could actually right. You could actually create this as a separate job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then because when the way you orchestrate those are
Mm-hmm.
you through here,
Yeah.
remember? So like if I were to create a job
Mm-hmm.
and say vault auth, and I let's just comment this out for now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then I can actually call this in a command up here,
Yeah.
So we could even add we can get rid of this then. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? So you can just create these commands that really don't,
Yeah.
they'll run on the executor that you want them to.
Right.
So like you would create this vault auth job, then
Mm-hmm.
it's reusable throughout, right?
Yeah.
And then up here, we could write a step that says, let's give this a shot and see if it works. I mean,
Yeah, I think
what are we gonna?
maybe the simple thing to do rather than
Yeah.
compile a new image might just be we just write the token out to a file and persist the token file across the workspaces.
Hmm.
And then that way, if you want to use Vault Agent to template it out, you can look at this example here and get a better sense of it.
Okay.
But for now, we'll just have the token and then we'll just allow
Okay.
other jobs. So you can still see the workflow, right? Or we can just run Vault Agent every time.
Oh no, yeah.
So,
So I see what you're saying, right?
yeah,
Right. So it'd be the same. I got you.
yeah.
But if we hmm, good point. But all right, well, we'll go with the way you're processing it, and then maybe have another session where we do it more fun.
Yeah, well, where we lock it down even further.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
I
I
don't
got you.
know. I'm just
I got you. I'm
curious.
getting
Yeah.
no. I'm
No,
just getting
yeah.
all excited and
Yeah. No,
let's
I'm just
continue.
curious to know if this is like, if I say like persist to workspace, that it is insecure, right? I mean, maybe the lifetime of these, like I could revoke it, that it would no longer have access. But
Yeah, that well, you said they after their run, the secret's gone, right? So
yeah, you can configure it such that after it's run, after it's used, the secret is no longer valid.
yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I got you. Yeah, all right. But for now, let's just persist it and then
Yeah.
set a short time to live, right?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. You can do whatever you need to do to fit your use case, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
security, it's not a one size fits all. That's one thing I've learned, throughout my career. There are, even like working in the federal government, they would come down with these like mad crazy like restrictions on what to do, and they would try to apply that federally, like across all DoD, NASA, everything. And the problem with it is, like NASA, they have still systems running from like the 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they want to lock these things down, and they don't have the security mechanisms to enable that. So literally, they had to make a choice. All right, and this was during the shuttle program, right? So do we lock everything down and just discard all the software that is critical to launching rockets, or do we get a waiver to relax, right? So my point is, not all security scenarios fit every organization and every use case. So there are times where security teams are going to do an assessment and say, look, there's a certain amount of risk that we're willing to take, and they will waive, these things.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do the Workspace deal.
Let's say we have a waiver to say that we've sufficiently configured a time to live.
You just gave me the waiver, so we're going to do it. All right. So I guess here, so now that we have, the files will be written.
Yep.
And then, I haven't used the Workspace in a while. So let me see if I can find some Workspace documentation.
Persist. Yeah. Like I think if we could persist it to the Workspace.
Yeah. So anyway, this is how I would normally go do a thing. Let's see how good our docs are. They're pretty good though, I gotta say. Docs are hard for any team, any organization. So, but let's see. They have a search queue. Cool. So I believe we want to use Workspaces. Oh, well, I just completely did something wrong there. All right, let's see. All right. Wow.
There's a lot of docs.
Yeah, there's so much. Let's see concepts. Workspaces. Here we go. Workflow, workspaces. There you go. All right. So here we go. Yeah, so this is basically where you could persist things and then call them back in. So the first thing you want to do is attach. Sounds like, right? So
or persist it first and then attach.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. There you go. It's been a minute since I used this, so let me just grab everything.
That indicates a lot of things. It may or may not be something we should use.
What's that?
No, the persist to workspace pattern.
Oh, no, it's definitely, but this also adds time if you have a lot of things, right? So one of the things you got to keep in mind is, it's definitely no problem.
Yeah.
But I've had folks that try to save 10 gigs. And then they are like, wait, my pipeline's taking forever. And it's like, well, yeah, you're pulling 10 gigs across the wire every time you implement this. So anyway, let's persist.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's the trial and error pieces, right, to this. So, this is not good. So let's bring that back over. No, that
One
goes. More. Yeah.
Back to.
It's a back
YAML.
Yeah.
Back another one. I think.
Right. I'm sorry. You're right.
There we go.
You're right. Yeah, my bad.
Darn YAML.
I'm going to do this the right way. Hold on. So I'm going to grab everything. And then, there we go. That should work. So let's get rid of this stuff. And then, so we're going to call this let's call it Vault, right?
Yeah, call it Vault. Or must be relative path from root. Is this in root?
It is.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Well, no, this would be this would be.
Where is it checking out to? It would be Node.js, CircleCI or something, right?
No, it would be project. Wait, hold on. Checkout would be project. Yeah, Node.js, right? So, okay. So I need to do, I think it's project and then the name. No, I think it's just project, to be fair. Yeah, it doesn't really give the name by default because I didn't program it to. So we'll just leave that for now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then echo output.
Paths. Oh, well. Well, we could do just the token and then authenticate to Vault using the token to retrieve it, or we can we don't even need the token anymore. We can just persist the credentials. So out of the HCL file, right? Yeah,
so we can just do these two, right?
No, we don't even need those two because after that's done, it doesn't even need it. So if you go to agent.hcl.
Okay. Yep.
We just need to propagate the template file with the Docker Hub credentials, right? Yeah.
Oh, I see. So just grab that TMP.
Yeah,
Oh,
we just need temp Docker Hub, which
that's it.
I guess we should just write it locally because we just mounted Project Vault.
Yeah. So we could just do this. Boom.
Is that allowed? Like, can I just say like temp Docker Hub, but then it persists the root of Project Vault?
Is this right? Like that? Or I
Yeah,
think
that
that's
looks
right.
right, yeah.
Let me. Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure. So wait. So we have Project Vault. Oh, I see. And then I got you. And then
Maybe we
Project
just
Vault.
write it to Vault Docker Hub instead of temp Docker Hub. Probably better.
Is that path created though? I can't remember.
Well, just delete the. If you go back to the IDE.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay. If you delete Vault and the 2 slashes. Yeah.
Where you
On line 35. Yeah. So just delete the path of Vault entirely.
Oh, I see.
And just leave Docker Hub.
Yeah, I got you.
So then we just do that, and if you go back to the agent HCL, and then we can just change the temp Docker Hub to not backslash temp, but instead just Vault / Docker Hub. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's not an absolute path, so we can just put the whatever it is, the relative path. Blah, 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 blah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just saying like.
Yeah. Just do that. Yeah. Just make it easier for ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we're grabbing the secret. We're going to grab the 2 values, and then this will pump it out. I got you. So this is your contents, and destination is this. All right. So what do you do with this variable?
Well, actually, all it does is just write it to a file. So that file could be like, you know how like your bash RC has like export this path? We could write a template that just says like export Docker Hub user equals, and then we just source from Vault Docker Hub. So this
is kind of like the cat command, right? So
yeah.
Gotcha. All right, for writing files. All right, cool. So we're writing this Vault file. Awesome.
Yep, that's it.
All right, so I'll save that and then go back to the config.
Yep.
And then, yeah, okay.
That should be.
This just doesn't smell right to me. I'm sorry. Something's wrong here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, you're right. It's under steps. Okay. I just wanted to be
27 to 31 though needs to be bumped 2 spaces.
27 to this, right?
Yeah, to 30. Sorry, to 30.
And then you're right. And then these here.
No, I think 31. I messed it up. 31 is bumped back 1 space.
Okay.
Oh, YAML. I can't.
All right, but these are you're right. These are.
Oh, YAML. Okay. If everybody is listening on this live stream, you can tell how much I love YAML.
Well, you did a lot of Kubernetes work.
I know, but still, it doesn't mean I use YAML for it.
No, this is all good. I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah,
it's a data structure.
I know. It's a data
all right,
structure.
so let's save, and then so.
I guess we could add it to the workflow and see if it works.
Yeah. So
what do we do?
Should we create the? No. Well, then let's do that. Right. Okay. Let's do that. All right. So let me go. Normally I'll do this in the command line, but I'll just do it in code since we're already visually doing things. So I'm gonna just put this, and then we'll just say I don't know, added Docker Hub or Vault.
We got some people who love YAML, so I know. I give it a hard time.
All right, we'll just put a simple thing, and then we'll commit it, and I'll push it, and then we'll check on CircleCI to see what happens. Where's I had it somewhere. There you go. Let's go back. Project. And we should see some build action happening. Oh wait, I didn't add it to the damn. Oh, there we go. I didn't add it to the workfall.
So passed.
It's good. Well, it didn't even kick off. So what's going on?
There it is. It went. It did. It just didn't.
Oh, you saw it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Added Vault Docker Hub.
It passed because my test passed. Okay, cool. So let me go back and then add this job. And we're going to say, should we run it in parallel? We'll say required. So that way you're running it sequentially.
Okay.
So
if I run it, I mean, I could run it in parallel because both of these are independent of each other. The unit tests don't need secrets. And
yes, let's do that.
Themselves.
Let's just run it in parallel. Yeah. That way it'll be faster too. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'll just do that, save, and then
your phone's in airplane mode, so I can't help you.
What is with your phone making such angry noises today?
All right.
It's very upset about something.
Yeah, we have a weird relationship. All right, so vault off. All right, what am I doing? Saving. All right, cool. And then I'm going to put added vault. Added vault job. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Wait, oops. Let me cancel that because I did not. Now I can do that.
You could do it by command line. I'm pretty sure people will be fine. You just have to open the terminal and then.
It's probably just as fast, to be fair. All right. Come on, show me something here. Yeah, this new UI. There it goes. So we get to see the tests are running, and then we'll just zone in on this, which is pulling down your image. And then
it's doing things. Uh-oh.
It's talking dirty to your server. Look at that.
Well, it's not even picking up the server. It's not picking up vault address. Wait a second. Did I specify the wrong environment variable though? Is it vault ADDR or vault address?
I think it's address.
I think it's ADDR. Wait, let's go back to this. So basically this will keep running so you can cancel this job because it's going to keep trying to retry to vault. Did I? So
do you have a timeout parameter to set?
I don't believe so, but I can dig through the docs for it. It should have a timeout.
So we should check the environment variable, right?
Yeah, check the environment variable.
Let's see. We can look here and see what. So when we spin up, let's see, preparing. Here we go.
Oh, nifty.
So
yeah, we did it wrong. It's vault_ADDR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not vault.
Well, that makes sense. See, we're debugging.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do some project settings.
It was like I'm reading from a local endpoint because I felt like it.
So I have, it's the address I have, right?
Yeah, it's the same address.
Cool.
Nothing has changed.
All right, so let me just grab it. Did I? Yeah, I already went out of that. Let me see if can I carry it? No. All right, I thought I could just be slick and get it from here, but I'll just take it.
You're there. It's the second tab.
ADDR?
Yeah, ADDR. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I need to grab the. You don't care if your server gets shown, right?
Yeah, that's fine. We haven't. I think we've been pretty good about no tokens. Plus, the server is being destroyed after this live stream. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, what am I going to work on? I'm just kidding. All right. Let me do this then.
Yeah.
Let me just grab it off the screen. I'll put it just so you don't have to destroy your work.
No, the whole point is I want to destroy my work.
Okay.
So that the next time I need to do it, I can immutably, not immutably. I can just apply it by Terraform. And just recreate all of the rules again, and just reissue a secret. That's the beauty of this entire approach.
Right.
I think it just says delete.
Are you running this on Kubernetes or?
Yeah. So this is a Vault cluster. Yeah. This is a Vault cluster on GKE. It uses the auto unseal mechanism for GCP KMS, and it also is stored in GCS. So it has the HA configuration in the Helm charts and stuff. So if you're curious, I'll actually, for those in the stream, I'll just paste the Vault on GKE.
Should we, let me just kick off that build again and see if it'll. it'll do it. So since we changed the environment variable, we rerun that build that I canceled, we should be okay. So let's rerun. Let's go back to Vault. Well, we can rerun this one. Let's just run the whole thing. Why not? So here's a new one. Invalid
Okay.
secret.
Oh, it timed out. Our secret timed out.
Nice.
All right. Well, our secret timed out, which is good. Let me reissue it and rewrite it.
How long do you have it to live? Well, this is good. This is what happens when your secret is expired and revoked. So
You
perfect.
can't access it. Although the problem now is like if you have a pipeline, and you're pushing continuously, maybe you just really want the token constantly. But I feel like,
Yeah. Well, one thing about this though, it concerns me is our users use the way CircleCI, people pay for it is by usage. So maybe that's something that we should look at, like a timeout to say like, hey, or exit it,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's just tweaking, of course, but
Yeah. No, but it's really interesting, right? It's a thought that it's like, well,
yeah.
How is this lifetime, like, I think that you could, what would be really interesting in a future live stream, by the way, I updated it so you can rebuild it, but
Okay.
what would be interesting in a future live stream is if we actually tied the executor, CircleCI executor metadata to the specific, like container metadata, for example, to the
Right.
role ID. So it would be a little weird though. I feel like that would probably get a little crazy.
Well, we can work on something, right? That's always an
This
option.
harebrained idea.
No, yeah, but I mean, like I would be definitely. I mean, I'm going to be doing some more things with this after. This is really good for me. I'm learning a ton. So,
Cool.
and then I'll be able to collaborate with you, right? Like we've been doing in the past. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what was it? Oh yeah, the the remote terraform stuff.
Oh gosh, that was actually, so we were at reInvent and I was at the booth and he comes over with this like error that says like, I can't find anything, and I was like, what is it doing? Oh, okay. Oh, lease expired. Yeah, it couldn't get to the vault read, error making API request, permission denied. Some of these it does not able to get access to, so. Oh.
Could it be in the UI? We need to do something. Or?
No, hold on. Let's see.
Yeah.
Retry attempt. So did it get the Docker Hub? No, it was not able to get the Docker Hub one because I think it needs access to pipeline maybe. So if you go back to the Vault policies again.
Let me just stick this.
Yeah. You also want to cancel this thing because I actually don't know if there's timeout or not.
Burn up my credits. I don't even get free
Yeah.
credit. I'm just kidding. I get free credits.
Oh. Nice.
Well, everyone does up to a point. I actually use the regular like everyone's standard because I want to understand how our developers are being constricted. Blah blah blah. Anyway, so
policies.
Yeah,
Let's.
I have no superpowers.
No, that means I can't just like run unlimited. All right, policies in that.
Oh,
thing.
sorry. Yeah, policies. Yeah.
And then click Node.js CircleCI. It should have Node.js CircleCI pipeline read. That's interesting.
But there's Docker Hub, right?
Well, you don't need technically the specific path, but
it flows down cascades.
well, that's a good question though. Vault policy allow access under path. You might have to put a star because I might have written this wrong. Let's see. Secret. Yeah. /star.
Ah.
Yes,
so
I miswrote something.
Oh wait, I need to edit and then do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I can update my Terraform to fix that. All right. Save.
Yeah.
And before we rerun it, can we go back to the agent.hcl and we'll take out some of the other template files that it's generating. So let's just do Docker Hub so it's not looking for all the other ones. So everything from 29 down.
I'll just comment them, yeah?
Yeah, works out. Nice.
All right, and save, all right. And then, is that it,
Yep,
you think?
that hopefully is it.
All right, I'll just,
Push.
yeah, commented stuff. All right, and then boom, and we'll do a push. Jump back over to our,
Yeah. Otherwise, if all else fails, we use the root token. No,
All
don't do
right.
that. We are
Break
doing
the
that. We're
rules.
trying to do this as with the best patterns that we can. But it
There
is
we
a
go.
Friday in my
denied.
constitution.
Build was canceled. So something
No,
different happened.
No, I think you canceled this build. Is it an old build?
Oh, maybe it is the old. No, let me cancel
No, it's already
it.
been canceled. I think that's the old build.
Ugh, this UI thing. What's going on? Oh, there. Oh, it failed.
Oh, commented stuff.
Good. So let's see. So this doesn't exist. Project. Let's see where. So
Where is it?
check out
cloned
code.
to?
It on the image. Oh. Do you have Git? Yeah, it has Git, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
It could just be the project folder. Like it could just be.
No, see, this is where it saves it. So wait, no,
but it's not /project. It's
Yeah,
probably
okay.
root project.
Yeah,
right?
I messed it up. Yeah.
Oh.
So I need to add the tilde.
Yeah,
Should
it
be
could.
good.
We might need to just make an explicit directory or something. What? The
No,
chat has a point.
Is it? So wait. Oh, for the this here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can get away with this. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. So let's save it and then we'll push it. And then added root path or something, whatever. Of course. I love the point and click. I'm being facetious. All right. So let's go to pipelines. Get a fresh look at this. I canceled this one, right? I hope so.
I think it failed on its own because it.
Yeah,
couldn't
that's
find
right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it did authenticate to Vault, which we
Yeah,
should look at those logs.
Right. That was the important part. The other one was my fail.
No, it's fine.
Which is
We're
it's
figuring
totally
it
fine.
out. We're figuring it out.
Well, that's what this system's for, right? But once you get it tight, you shouldn't have to touch it too much.
You can borrow these patterns for yourself in whatever way, shape, and form.
All right. So while we're waiting for that, yeah. So should I talk about the headphones thing?
Probably, yeah. All right. We got 15 minutes left, so why not?
Oh yeah. So my marketing team is basically has put. Oh wow! Look, it went nice. We passed.
Yeah.
At least the file is saved.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So real quick. So I work in developer relations. Normally we wouldn't do this, but my marketing team put together a little raffle for this particular session. And do you have the link to that thing?
I'll paste it in there.
Okay, great. So what the raffle is for is some really cool headphones. Again, I'm with developer relations. So normally I wouldn't do this, but they asked me to, and they want to give away these headphones. It's an opt-in situation, so that means if you sign up for it, you're entered into the raffle, and they will ping you if you win. And right, so it's opt-in, right? So that means you're going to get communications from Circle. If you're not a Circle person already, that's okay. But if you are, I just want to make sure and be very transparent and clear that you will be, basically marketed to if you decide to join the raffle. Normally wouldn't do that, but I wouldn't promote that, but I'm going to because they did do some work behind it and last minute kind of thing. So it's not wrong or bad. I just normally don't do that as DevRel, but if you want to, please go ahead and do it. Again, just wanted to be clear about it.
Thank you.
We
appreciate the transparency.
Yeah, no, totally.
You will
All
be
right, cool.
marketed to. I will borrow that term.
Hey, that's how, we all,
Yeah.
it's all kind of muddied waters, but I try to keep that
Yeah.
at least transparent,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if you're down with that, and obviously, right, with the new GDPR rules, you can opt out, right? Once you win, hey, unsubscribe, whatever, I don't care. It's up to you.
Mhm.
I'm all about the developer. All right, so we got a persistent workspace. Cool.
Yeah.
So our next step would be to, so we have that file.
Mm-hmm.
So the next step would be, let's build a Docker container, yeah?
Yeah. Let's
Sounds good.
put the Docker container build
Do you
together.
have, by any chance, a Docker on this image by any chance? Or no?
No, but the cube config image at the bottom there, actually, you could.
You know what? We could actually probably try. Let me try some. I just, out of curiosity, it's called. We have I believe it's called. I do this all the time and I can't remember its setup. Remote Docker.
Yeah, I think it's remote setup, remote executor, Docker executor. Or something
Yeah. Let me just look at something. I have an old or one that I use. Here we go. We'll use that one. Just grab it from one of my old ones. I normally don't write this config all the time. It's just usually cut and paste. You forget right away if you're not careful. Here we go. So we got to get this, and then and this is perfect. Cool. So we'll just take that out, and then of course, good old trusted. Perfect. Wait. Oh, I didn't want that. Back. Yeah, that's good. All right, so let me get this into a good place.
Okay.
And then we're going to say false because I'm not going to use the layer caching.
I see.
So I think we can use this. What's going on here with this?
It might be an actual step. It doesn't like the fact that it's under Docker image.
Yeah. Oh, how do I do it here? Yes, that's right. You're right. One more back. Wait,
I think it goes under steps.
Yes,
like.
You're right. I'm like placing the stuff all over the place. Yikes. Sorry, Mac keyboard.
Go
all
back
right, here we go. You are right. All right, so we're going to do this. I think here we'll put it. No, after it checks it out.
Is there a good order of operations for why, or it doesn't really matter?
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
It's just
cool.
For my own kind of protection, or not protection, but my own working process, whatever. All right, so we're at that, and now if we have that, then I can do another.
I mean, you could probably consolidate it into this one command, right? Like you could.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
going to. You don't even need to persist it to the workspace.
Yeah, I would say something like, do something like run, and then actually, you might be right. Let's just do the Docker commands from here to upload. Yeah. So let me grab. I have these. We need to. Yeah, I usually use these environment variables that I like to build out. So, but we can, for this test, we can just. So we built T, and then so these are the passwords that we need. Okay. This I don't care. We can just use the CircleCI SHA. I think I use up here. Let me grab my environment variables that I always use. Yeah, we can just do something like this for that. I'll put them up here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually do think that the export, like that, what you have with export, image name, all that stuff, actually, we should probably do that as part of the template for agent. So remind me to go back and we'll configure it that way. But it will make it easier so you can just say source from that file, and then you don't have to worry about like parsing it and reading it.
I see. So yeah, right. That's right. You can just like here, just this would be the variable, and then you just out here say export, right?
Yeah,
Or something.
exactly. You do like export Docker login or something, and then you can just source from Vault Docker Hub.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be playing with this soon enough. Excuse me. So I think, honestly, well, this would be, I would say this is the project name. Let me grab that from our pin. So if I look at the project, I like to grab the variables. So the repo name, here you go. This is what.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we'll just say $, and then paste. Yeah, and then that'll save it. Perfect. And then a build number gives us like the builds, whatever number. I'm just looking for uniqueness here.
Yeah.
All right. So what would be the recommendation to grab the?
So let's just keep Docker login the way that you have, right? So we can just go back to the agent HCL.
Yep. Oh, I see. Oh,
yeah.
I see.
And then why don't we just say export Docker login equals that username? Yeah.
Export and then login. Oh, not Dockler, but if we can get this working, that'd be awesome. And then we can come back and do another session if you're cool with that.
Yeah.
That sound good?
GCP service account. This GCP secrets engine, which is a lot. I think it's the cool part of it. This is the static stuff, but not to say it's bad.
What am I doing here? Okay, so C and then one more.
Yeah, and then what did you call like the Docker password or
PWD? I don't go crazy. I'm an old Unix guy, so it's,
nice.
All right, so that should do it. Yeah.
And then you go back to config.yaml.
Yeah.
And then you just say source before Docker build.
Yep. So I would say source, and then it would be the name is we're pumping out to this one, right? No.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me get back here. Vault. And then what was it?
/ Docker Hub.
Docker Hub.
Yep.
Ooh, you got good memory.
Yeah.
All right, the moment of truth here.
Should we take out the persist to workspace though? I feel like that's just sitting there eyeing me in the face.
Yeah, well, eventually, right? So eventually you would like you said, want to get those secrets. So we'll put a pause on it. I'll leave this branch up just so, and then I'll work off of some other things.
Okay.
So like we could jump back into this branch later. You know what I mean? That'd be cool. All right, cool. So I'm going to say this data updated, whatever, nvars, whatever. All right. And then, wait, what? Oh, of course.
Save.
This would be nice. All right.
There it goes.
Yeah. All right. Now should be able to go. Point and click the Microsoft way. All right. Let's do this. All right. Vault. Boom. And go in there.
It's thinking.
Come on.
I mean, I might need to use a Vault Slim image, but it's okay.
Hey, but he didn't like that.
What did it not like?
It's probably my image. Let's see.
Docker not found. All right, here. It's a big image, but it will work. Go back to the thingy, whatever you call this. Go to kubeconfig.
Oh, okay.
And then pull the image from there. It's a big image, but it's my personal image that just has a bunch of stuff. I don't actually remember if I put Docker in it.
Yeah, I was hoping that this would, but it doesn't do it. You need to have it. I just remembered you do need to have it installed. So we'll just, we'll rip and replace, right? With yours. Yeah. Should be good. And then
I think that one works. I don't remember.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. This is what happens. Yeah. I should actually see if it tests it in there. Let me see. I actually have inspect test. That's another one that I could actually talk about more.
The Rosemary image.
The Rosemary image. Use at your own risk. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. Hey, these are things like that's why I was asking about like using the CircleCI one.
Yeah.
But like I'm gonna don't worry. I'm going to do some work on this, and then I'm going to share it with you, and
Yeah.
then see.
All the
And then I'm
folks
going to
on
run
it.
it past my compadres over there at the Circle to make sure I'm optimizing correctly too.
Yeah, like I said, this is a big image. It's because it has Docker, gcloud, kubectl, Terraform,
Yeah.
and Vault on it. So it's a big
Yeah.
image. I want to know how to make it smaller, but like I cannot compress it further.
No, I mean that's just the way it is. I think the way I would do it is a lot of folks like when you're doing CI/CD, they want to build things like layered. So like they'll do the curl request, they'll install it every time because you want like to see like a fresh start. You know what I mean? So you kind of get that the view from again oh, it's the same thing.
Is
Did you
it?
see? I think what the hell?
What is it not happy about this time? Docker build. Oh, invalid reference format.
Yeah, see?
So image name. It did not like image name.
Okay, so let's fix that and then hopefully we'll get this and call it a day. All right, so let me look at what I'm doing wrong. So I got a tag. I got the CircleCI project repo name out of there. Image name tag. And then the Docker login. Is it getting, maybe this is not coming across?
It could be that, no, it says it's got the Docker login. I wonder if the source, bash env. Is the bash env ever set? Like maybe if you just do the export without the echo, like don't put it to the bash env.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, just do an export.
Yeah, we could do that. Oh, that's how you persist between runs, by the way. If you ever need to, like if you do a run command within the same image, right? Like I said, it's almost like opening a new shell. That's how you do the bash env is the way you, oh, that's right. I should have sourced. Okay, let's try that. Let's try this. Yeah, good eyes. All right, so let's see. Just, and vars are good. Perfect. And then we're going to push. Go back. Excuse me. And by the way, this is how you would debug a pipeline in real life.
Yay.
This is cute. See, they're seeing me using all my my creds. Or did yeah, no, okay. Wow, come on. All right. Yada, yada, yada. Come on. Yeah, that is a big image.
Yeah, I want it to be smaller.
Yeah. Well, eventually, I'm hoping, I don't know if you ever heard of unikernels, but I'm hoping those will make a resurface. They were pretty cool projects, but people didn't want to write things in OCaml. Oh, here we go. Please. Let's see. Still doesn't like it, huh?
It apparently the echo. I think it's still echoing. Why is it still echoing the?
Let me see.
It could be.
Because,
no, don't echo it. Yeah.
That's. I just saw that.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
I was like, what is it doing?
Yeah, you did tell me to take them out, and I did not.
No, it's fine. I was like, again, I keep blaming it on Friday brain, and then the single quotes, and then
it's Angel brain. Yeah.
No, it's Friday brain. I definitely
right.
a couple weeks ago, I was like, why does this not work? And I realized I didn't actually commit anything.
All right, that's it. I don't care. I'm just putting whatever now. All right, let's that big image. We're good. So let's go back to the pipeline. Let's see. We'll just watch it from here, like watching paint. Does anyone in the chat have any other questions? Are we? How are we doing on time?
We have a minute. So if we get this in a minute.
6 o'clock is awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So far, chat has been pretty quiet today, but we had some pizza discussions and such.
Nice. Okay. Well, no, I've been I'm logged in as Punk Data, so anybody want to like I
Yeah.
don't use Twitch, so I'm new to it. But oh wow, my picture's there. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. No, this was fun. I want to like continue this
Yeah.
project and finishing this. Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Looks like something's happening.
Yep, there you go. Ha! The Rosemary image comes through.
You
It's
did it.
gigantic, but it has everything on it. Oh, by the way,
Celebrate.
by the way, this image, is like a year old or something, or 2 years
Ooh.
old or something. No.
There's other-
No. I just continuously update it. I have
Oh.
I just run inspec against it just to check versions and stuff, and then I add stuff to it and then take away stuff from it. Like,
Oh, so you're using Chef Inspect?
yep.
Wow, you automate all the things, huh?
I got tired of it.
Oh, hey, it did it.
Did it go to Docker Hub? Oh yeah.
Let's find out. I think it did. All right, so Docker Hub. I hope so. That'd be awesome.
At least you have it on Docker Hub, so we can could look at it now.
Oh, you don't even know how. Oh yeah, look, a few seconds ago.
Yay!
Nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, this is
All
awesome.
all from Vault. That's awesome.
Yes, and nary a secret in plain text in sight.
Nice.
So
Hey, so one of the things that I'm going to do is put a pin in this, right? Since we're out of time.
yeah.
And then I think we'll coordinate, and if anybody wants to come for part 2, where we deploy this sucker to a Kubernetes instance and using Terraform, right?
Yeah.
Terraform?
We'll use GCP secrets engine basically to have rotating surface account keys,
Yeah.
and that way we limit
What?
how often we expose ourselves to deploying to Kubernetes.
This was very cool. I'm so happy because now I have a better understanding of all the new kind of features and all the like. Because I saw you uploading all that code, and I was like, oh, and I'm trying to read through it, but if you don't get the context, then, you know what I mean? It's kind of difficult.
Well,
And-
next time maybe we can actually dive deeper into the policies and stuff that
Yeah.
are configured, and because GCP secrets engines requires a lot of like little pieces to be turned on. So
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Awesome. Hey,
Well,
great.
yeah. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. You can find Angel at Punk Data on Twitter. You can also give a shout out to CircleCI. We'll figure out if you're available for another one. We'll just hop on here. Our next stream is April 17th, same time, the same usual format. We're gonna figure out. I'll let you know what the topic is if you want.
I can come back April 17th if you want.
Okay.
But you let me know. You
All
let
right.
me know.
All right,
If
we're gonna
you
make
wanna
sure
switch
the
it up.
schedules line up, and then we'll do part 2
Yep.
of this.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to like getting this done again. So
All right. Well, hope you all learned everything, or at least some things from this, and have a good weekend.
yeah, thank you all, and stay safe and healthy. We'll see you soon.
Yep. Bye.
Bye bye.